Hello, everybody, and welcome to Matt and John Make a Podcast. For this week, since it is a holiday week, we decided just to do a quick live stream today, talking about just the AEW Dynamite and NXT that just went off the air. And if anything else comes to our minds, we'll surely talk about it. But I'm Matt. John's over here.
Yep.
John, how you doing today?
Not too bad. I'm thankful that the holiday is finally here. Get a good day off. A little rest while talking about some good old wrestling here. So.
Right. Me too. I'm lucky. I have tomorrow, obviously, Friday and Monday off.
Yeah. I'm not so fortunate.
No, you gotta get into the teaching profession.
I'm good. I've seen their pay. But yeah. So I will say for Dynamite, Matt, he was more so talking or he was more so watching what was going on with NXT there while I was manning for on Dynamite. But
I was going back and forth as much as I can.
But as far as Dynamite's concerned, I felt that this was, in my opinion, at least for me, their weakest show since they have debuted.
I agree.
On TNT. There was just a lot of things that just really irritated me about this show. And we'll kind of just go through what went on and all. But man, that kickoff with the Chris Jericho celebration, his thank you celebration, was very entertaining. TV there. You had Soul Train Jones make another appearance. This was basically a festival of like a friendship out, just with the inner circle giving Chris all kinds of gifts. You saw his dad coming into the fire here, wearing his old New York Rangers jersey that he wore when he played for them. I believe it was back in the 70s, if I'm correct, or something.
I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just a very entertaining segment. You had Jake Hager. He brought out a freaking coat and called it Chris Jericho. You had LAX bring out it was a bunch of poos and other small stuff there, and you had Sammy Guevara bring out what was it, a poster of him and Chris hugging each other. So it was just a very fun segment, a very entertaining segment. They did have some problems with their audio at the start, but they got that figured out as the show went on there. Matt, any thoughts on the segment?
I think this was one of the few highlights of the show. Easily. I mean, it was fun. It's Jericho being Jericho.
Yeah.
He made the segment like he always does.
Yep.
And I think it was good for what it was. I don't know, for some reason I expected, I don't know, more. I don't know why, for the build up, but that's neither here nor there, and the overall thing. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was entertaining, and it was a good way to start the show.
Yeah, and this eventually led to Justin Roberts coming into the ring. He read a statement that was from the AEW and TNT execs, basically Hank and Jericho. This eventually led to Inner Circle putting a little beatdown on Justin Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually SU come out and make the save. But yeah, and this eventually set up to the main event, which was Chris Jericho versus Scorpio Sky for the AEW World Title.
Yeah, Glenn Hunt, in the chat just now said NXT a show.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't disagree with that. Like
today, I would not disagree. I totally agree.
And this is coming from the biggest AEW supporter. Like this show really irritated me. Like there was just so many things that just were dumb or just how they were presented and booked. Like for example, why should we care about this woman's tag match? Like, what's the story here? Why are they facing each other? None of these things were even answered. Like we didn't have a video package, a promo, or anything. And for some reason, what's her face pins I like. And like, here is the biggest problem. I don't know who any of these four ladies are. Although like 3 out of the 4 we have seen pretty periodically on Dynamite and from their past shows this summer, but like I don't know who these women are. Like there was just no like storyline or angles going on here. Like hell, we haven't even seen, like, you know, we haven't even seen a Riho, I believe, in at least 3 weeks now, and she's your champion. So I'm not sure what Kenny is doing as far as poking this right now. Like it just like it, and then you look over at NXT and you see like Dakota Kai versus Candice, and
there's a story.
Just like they have so many other.
They kicked the. If you compare the two, well, just overall the women's divisions, just NXT kicks the crap out of AEW.
They have so much depth. They have multiple characters who we know about with multiple stories, which, you know, you are even fortunate if you get even like, you know, one storyline with AEW's women. Like I'm very annoyed and I'm very frustrated. Like, I will say this though, I am glad, even though how they presented these people was stupid and just irritating, I am glad that they are not making Allie a wrestler. She's gonna be more of a manager / a like valet, which I think is a good decision. However, like Excalibur was putting this thing over after
it's Blade.
Yeah,
it's Blade. Who?
Yeah, like after.
Are we supposed to know who these are?
After Cody beats down a local guy, Excalibur was putting this over, like, you know, we're supposed to know who Blade.
Like Vince putting over Kane when he debuted.
Exactly. Like, and the thing with the Kane was like that had weeks of build and everything, and this had nothing. Like,
it's got to be Kane. Oh, that's who that person is we were talking about.
There was dead silence when you have dead silence in Chicago for an AEW Dynamite. Like AEW does this all the time with new people, except for a select people. Wardlow was one of the exceptions, but if you recall when LAX debuted, we got like nothing out of them. I only knew them because of Impact. But if you go on Twitter and stuff, they were saying, "Oh, this is a pretty popular tag team, you know, somewhere I'm like, hey guys, I don't watch the independents. Not everyone is going to know who these people are. It's a very lazy way to bring someone in. Like, into why is Cody of all people putting these people over?
I literally thought it was a Dark Order coming out of the ring.
That was
first thought.
That was mine too. I'm like, what? This makes no sense.
And I thought Blade was the name of one of the guys on the Dark Order. I had no, I honest to God didn't know. He's like, it's Blade, and it's the other guy. I forget his name.
Yeah, I Blade and Bruiser or something like that.
I don't know.
I can't even recall.
But like, I know that I've noticed this for a lot, and you were talking about this earlier, but like, it's like AEW assumes that we know everybody. And they show up, and it's just like, oh, who's this? But like, for me, somebody who's not all caught up on the independents,
Yep.
let me just like go back to a couple years when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were coming up. Like, until they appeared on a WWE product, I've
and two, if you
not really heard of them, or I have never seen them.
Well, and two, when they debuted Kevin Owens in NXT, he had like three he had at least three vignettes.
Yes,
which
I knew he was coming.
Yes, like you at least knew, like, you know, what type of persona that he was, and that is something AEW needs to do a better job of. But I will say this though, they are doing a much better job with the Dark Order here. This
right.
This is exactly what they should have done before these guys.
Yeah, they're doing it ass backwards.
Yes,
it's like, oh, they're not getting over. Let's do some vignettes.
Yeah.
If you would have had these vignettes before, and I have no idea who these people were, I would be interested. I would want to see.
It's a cult.
Who these people are.
Yeah, exactly.
But we've seen who these people are, and nobody likes who these people are. And now you're showing vignettes. If, like, the people who are playing them, like, what they were doing, I'm not getting behind.
No.
I almost feel like this is all for naught. But I'm going to give it a chance because the vignettes are so good.
Well, yeah, and I think with the Elite, they got they heard all of the criticisms.
How could they not?
Like, you know, like, hey, these guys aren't getting over. We better, like, you just completely just start over with them. Keep them off of fucking TV and just do simple stuff like this because eventually when these guys come back onto TV, I think there will definitely be some sort of a buzz or a reaction that they will get. And I'm hoping that is the case, but like, I much prefer they go down this path than just like throwing guys out there and just expecting them to just instantly, for people who think
for anything you need a reason for us to even care somewhat.
Right, exactly, and that's what I want. And we kind of skipped over this, but Kenny versus Pac. It was a like decent match. I honestly wasn't really feeling it. It was nowhere near as good as their All Out match, in my opinion. But Kenny, he
solid though.
Yeah, and Kenny, he gets a like much needed victory here. This, I think they need to start to give Kenny some more wins. Like I'm happy that
and something like I don't
he has like no steam right now, and that's the biggest problem. That he
minus the John Moxley whole story.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with him. Like, what is he losing his mind? Like it's, to me, it's not clear.
Well, I think too. What's also hurting him, he's not getting enough of mic time too. I think we have seen him cut maybe 1 or 2 promos on AEW Dynamite,
and he had that pre-recorded promo. Was it last week about he was lifting weights and putting more on. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it.
Right.
It's like stuff's there, but there's no precise path.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping, that as the weeks go on here, we get some more actual story going on. But the one guy who's getting consistent talking time though is like John Moxley. It baffled me for like the first like 3 or like 4 weeks. He didn't even cut a promo yet. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, just give the guy 3 minutes, like 3 or even 5 minutes. Just have him talk. Like, he, outside of like Jericho and Cody, is their best talker, and honestly, probably outside of Jericho, he is their best promo guy. Like, he just, like, his character compared to WWE, and I say this every single week on the podcast, it's just, he has so much steam going right now. Like, I don't know how you don't put him in the world title picture right now, and we'll talk about that about that shortly. But I mean, like, I'm full on with his character right now. I'm loving the crazy, insane dude who will fight anyone, who will do anything to his body to go through anyone that he faces. But please, more consistent mic time from this guy.
And to get back to NXT real quick, they started off the show with NXT roster celebrating winning Survivor Series and Undisputed Era coming out, and I missed what they said because I was listening to AEW, and I believe it was at the same time of the celebration of Chris Jericho celebration. So I was kind of just watching, and they had words with Ciampa, Lee, and Riddle, and this led into the tag team championship match between, was supposed to be Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, but apparently Bobby Fish is hurt again.
Yeah,
because Roderick Strong took his place against Dijakovic and Keith Lee, and maybe Keith Lee was in the, or Dijakovic was in the beginning too. I totally forgot. I just watched it.
Well, this eventually led to a like tag team match between the Undisputed Era versus Keith Lee.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if
I was trying to backtrack because I was like, it was Dijakovic, and I don't remember him in the beginning segment for whatever reason. Right. Anywho, that's not here. That's not important. From what I can tell, I think it was a solid tag team match, good tag team match to counteract what AEW was doing. I'm not sure if this was going on at the same time. Probably, I think the beginning Jericho segment, and maybe ran into women's.
Yeah, it was like
women's tag match.
It was going on during the Jericho, like because they had an opening segment of their own. This eventually led to that tag team match, which I'm sure was way more better than whatever the hell that tag team match was with the AEW women there. So
Oh yes, but good tag match, solid tag match, good action. But I think the thing we're gonna remember most about this tag match was Adam Cole coming down to the ring, and Keith Lee just freaking
pouncing the hell out,
shooting him to a million miles a second into the crowd. Like if you see the GIF of that,
I've seen it. It's tremendous.
I can't stop watching it. If it's just Adam Cole walking, and in a blink of an eye, he's gone. Sold it. That was perfect with the plants in the crowd.
Yeah. So in case you guys did not figure out, Keith Lee is a freaking star. Like
they built him.
Well, and supposedly
on Survivor Series, even though he lost, but
supposedly
wasn't all a bad thing.
Supposedly he was in that spot because guess who is a really big fan of Keith Lee?
Me.
Exactly. Vince supposedly is a big Keith Lee fan.
And I think he's a big, if I read, was it Rhea Ripley fan too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
and she's getting a push.
Like I think what like Becky was last year is basically where she currently is right now. But I think what the difference is going to be though, with her is she's going to be able to, I believe, sustain that like high for a much longer period of time, just because if you recall after WrestleMania, who did Becky face? Oh yeah, that was Lee.
I'm choking on water.
Yeah, Lacey Evans. Okay.
See, I'm not so bad at that, but they killed Lacey by making her lose over and over again.
Yep.
If you wanted to make Lacey, if you're really behind Lacey, you have her freaking somehow, I forget the scenario, beat Becky or whatever the crap.
And to like I think, whenever they do put the title onto her, like she has like 3 or 4 like women right there who she can immediately feud with, like whether it's Dakota Kai, Io Shirai, or Bianca Belair. Like they have so much depth in this division.
I felt like almost the logical thing, the next step built when you build it is Rhea versus Dakota, because they teased it.
Has to be
today, and I
that's money right there. That's money.
It is, and I can bet. I think the safest bet, not today's bet on the hockey game, is that Rhea is taking that title off of Shayna.
They're they have like spent so much time building up the other women that like now they finally have their top women's baby face now who they can put that title on.
It was a slow build, but it worked.
It was a slow build, but like there is no one else who I feel is ready and who you can just make a superstar in.
Rhea,
and she already is, but like they need to push her to the freaking moon.
Rhea has the rocket on her.
Absolutely.
Just need to light it, and it's lit,
and she's over.
It's lit.
It's
over. It's lit
because
and it's about to explode.
Yeah, like her. Yeah, like when she pinned I believe it was Io Shirai at like War Games. Like she got a monster reaction. I was like, yeah, it's time. Put that
she
title.
Gets the consistent best reactions of the women.
Yeah,
consistently.
It's really not even close. And
she's only 23.
Outside of probably Io, like she gets pretty consistent reactions too.
And she's like and Bianca in the way does.
Yeah.
She's only 23.
Like, and that's the thing. Like between like her,
she's young.
Between her, Dakota Kai, Bianca, like all of these women are like just like puppies. Like they're just
Okay,
like,
King.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's, and like you just compare them to AEW, you're just like, my God, like, and like I get they have far superior talent, but just from a presentation standpoint, it is what more that actually frustrates me. But getting back to Dynamite here, I just wanted to talk about the world title match between, or actually no, MJF versus Hangman. Yeah, this match kind of fell flat to me. We still have yet to get an actual explanation. What is the big deal about this freaking diamond ring outside of them telling us it's $45,000?
No, when they announced the Battle Royal, I was like, it's on, was it 2 weeks ago, whatever?
Last week.
No,
or
the 2 weeks when they announced it for last week.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever. It was like, it's the diamond Battle Royal for the ring, whatever. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, like, I mean, that's kind of all that they really gave us. I'm like, that's it? Like, that, I mean, like,
did he even put the ring on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I totally missed it.
Yeah, he did. Because
I didn't care.
Because DDP, he came down and basically he presented the diamond ring, eventually leads to a physical altercation between him and Wardlow. I wasn't expecting DDP to be taking any bumps here, just with his back issues that he's had. But I mean, like, it's pretty clear they have really big plans for MJF. I think that the jury's still out on him as far as his in ring, but his character, his charisma, his personality, I mean, like, those are like clear. I mean, like, he's clearly superior to a lot of people in the company right now. But I think what would really suit him though would definitely be some sort of a title, of a like a mid-card title, just because I don't think that you should have him in any sort of a like world title match anytime soon. Like, I'm talking at least 8, 9, or 10 months here. So
yeah, Glenn, not to interrupt, John. Yeah, we'll see the ratings tomorrow. Should be interesting.
Yeah,
I will be shocked if AEW kills. Like, I mean, noticeably.
I think it's
kills
gonna be
people.
pretty even to. I mean,
it should be close to even.
I think it will be close, but I do think.
I think AEW still gets the 1849.
I mean, like, they will probably get every single demo again. I mean, too, like even for as many Raw and SmackDown guys that came in, they were still winning in every single demo except for old people. So until we actually see a week where NXT beats them, or is like relatively close to them in the 18-49, I'm gonna still say that AEW wins. But
well, last year.
last year.
Hi. Well, last week they technically they lost.
Yeah. They technically lost, but still, like, those 18-49, which is by far the most important demo that advertisers look at, like, they were still winning in. But if there was a week where, like, I think that they could beat them without those Raw and SmackDown guys, I think it would be this week, just based off of the buzz from Takeover, and put on top of the fact, whereas this was a pretty mediocre show.
I think
Dynamite.
When I was watching the first hour and looking down, I just, looking at both shows, NXT won that first hour.
Oh yeah. easily.
If it depends, do strict AEW fans just stay through, or were they flipping back and forth, or they change the channel? Because NXT started hot, and maybe they had the one down match with I forget that there's Mansoor, and I forget the other guy's name. But at least we kind of know who he is.
I think they'll,
and that was a building up match, always down period. But NXT was a solid show. AEW still had his problems.
Well, I think though what we are kind of figuring out though is that like not, I mean, like, you know, there are still people flipping back and forth, but I don't think that too many people are turning off AEW. I just think like, and I'm just talking about more specifically from last week. I think like that they got like more like SmackDown and like Raw fans, just because of the influx.
It's gonna be interesting tomorrow, whenever it should come out tomorrow. I guess probably because it's Thanksgiving. I don't know.
I think it might not come out until Friday because of
Thanksgiving.
The holiday.
Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see how both go up with each other. It should be close. I think no more than, I think it's in the 700, both shows, 700,000, 800,000.
I'm going to guess that probably Dynamite does around 850. I'll guess around that, and NXT, I'm going to guess, is probably around like maybe 820-ish, 830-ish. But that is probably being extremely nice too. But I mean, like, just like, you know, even with this Dynamite show, it wasn't their strongest, but I still took a few things away from it. But like when the show went off the air, they're already building towards Moxley versus Jericho, which I felt was going to come sooner rather than later, just because Jericho doesn't really have too many guys to face as far as baby faces are concerned, because obviously they are not going with Pac. Kenny has lost way too many matches, and so he's out. Cody, he's out. So there's really only one viable guy. Hangman's not that guy. He just lost, I believe. Yeah, like he lost against Pac, and he lost this past week against MJF. So, I mean, like there was kind of like no other guy to actually go to now, and I will not be surprised, and nor will I be angry if they decide to put the title on to Moxley. Like, I feel like he's the only guy that you have right now that you can realistically drop that title to. How do you feel about that, Matt?
Yeah, I agree with everything that's happened up so far. Again, he's the one that has the most momentum, but I maybe this is me nitpicking, and probably is, but when it lines up, it makes sense. But before that segment going off the air, they were talking about the rankings, and was it Pac that was number one?
He was until
so he was number one contender, but by that he should be number one contender. But then he lost.
Yeah,
so you can it makes sense.
And I believe I saw on Twitter that they might be doing Moxley versus Joey Janela next week. I could be wrong about that, but I believe I saw someone tweet about that.
There's gonna be Sean Spears coming out and interfering with that again.
Oh yeah, supposedly, I'm not sure if you saw this earlier today. Supposedly Joey posted on Twitter that he wasn't coming to AEW and he was getting sick of constantly losing. I'm like, hey dude, I'm not sure.
Kurt Hawkins wants a word.
I'm like, what were your expectations for this? Like he's not going to be a like top guy. Like you aren't going to be beating guys like Kenny or like Moxley or Cody or any of these guys. Like he's an undercard guy. Like in this company, he's an undercard guy. Guy maybe over on under on other indie feds, he's going to be a top guy there. But like it's like he's to me, he is not a guy made for not. He's not made for mainstream TV. Like just from his character, just from his in-ring work, like it's just it doesn't appeal well, and like and to me he is handling this not very well, not very professional, and which it's not exactly surprising to me just based off some things that I have heard about him. So I mean, like I kind of just ask, like, what did you expect? Right, man?
Yeah.
I mean, like, how, like, I don't know why he's so mad. Like, what was he going into when he signed with the company? What that he was going to be a like top 3 guy who was going to be on a Cody level or something like that? Hell no.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm all down with Moxley and Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like
I would
Pac
imagine,
has wants a word with the ranking system because it feels like it doesn't mean anything. But digress. That's a topic for another day.
Well, too with John though, he has yet to even lose yet though.
Right. So I don't know why
sanctioned or like not sanctioned.
I still don't know why he's just not number 1 contender on the thing.
Because he lost. That's why.
Who?
Pac.
I'm talking about Moxley.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Were you just talking about Moxley?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, that's why. I feel like
I thought you were talking.
I was, but I feel like
Pac.
because of what you just said, I feel like he should have been
absolutely
ranked number 1.
I think so too.
I don't know what he's ranked 2. I don't know, but this is when the rankings that like college football and basketball rankings get. Anyhow, that's.
Oh yeah. So, did you want to talk about anything else on NXT?
They closed the night off with Ciampa and Finn Balor. Before that, they had the Cruiserweight Championship match between Akira Tozawa. Oh, it was good. And Lio Rush. Good thing the Cruiserweights are on NXT. But it was a good match.
Which is what I've been saying for years. That division it should be at full sale. It will be presented and booked in a way where people are going to actually care and appreciate them, and not on after SmackDown when there's maybe a quarter of the people still there in the building who don't care about those matches.
Yeah.
But
definitely when you I'm assuming you're going to go back and watch NXT.
Yeah.
At some point in the future. That is a good match.
Mm-hmm.
They did Tozawa did a German suplex off the apron to Lio Rush, and he like flipped and landed on the thing. Looked sick. There were some just good moves, like holy crap moves throughout the night. But Lio Rush retains the championship. And then we closed the show with Ciampa and Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
Another good solid match. Cole comes out and does some interfering against Ciampa and helps Finn Balor get the win. And at the end, both Finn
Balor walks alone.
Cole and Finn were standing side by side.
Mm-hmm.
You had a sense this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
That Balor was standing in front of Cole and did the Pele kick, if you will.
And to like what I also took from this as well, I'm not sure if Finn is neither face or heel right now, because he kind of just like beats to his own drum right
I
now.
think he's booked heel, but he's not like
friends with anyone.
he's
Just
like
himself.
alone. He's not like full
It's a lone
side heel.
wolf. Yeah. It's a lone wolf,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. But I think it's pretty clear we're building towards Cole versus Ciampa, which I'm absolutely down for that.
With Balor lurking around.
Yeah, which I feel this is eventually is going to lead to Ciampa regaining his title and then going straight into Balor versus Ciampa there. I
don't know if you start out with a triple threat and maybe
because too Balor has yet to even get pinned yet. He's beaten Riddle. I believe actually that was his first NXT match, right? Was against Riddle, and of course now he just beat Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
So right now he's right there for that.
I see a triple threat match or something
That
because you have Ciampa going after Cole, and you have Balor beating Ciampa,
and I do think that eventually
and do the math.
Mm-hmm, and to eventually when Johnny comes back, like him and Balor have some unfinished business to attend to. So
unless he comes. There's ways to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the big question mark is. Gargano's health.
Yeah. We haven't really received any updates on that either. That's been like between like him and Velveteen Dream. Haven't seen him in like a solid month now. So I'm hoping
that pop when he comes back.
Yeah, like which I can't wait to see him back. I mean, like you just see NXT's freaking roster. I mean, it's just insanely stacked. Like I can name like 5, 6, or 7 guys, and they still have like 3 or like 4 more guys that you can probably name off who are like really good wrestlers. So like it's just, I mean, compared to AEW's roster, whereas AEW, they might have bigger stars as far as Cody and
they're top
the
heavy.
Bucks, but like after like a certain 1%,
it falls off.
It really falls off, and like
even stuff
mid card wise, like it's not even close right now.
Like AEW's like tag team division as a whole,
I would say that their tag teams are better just because NXT really really doesn't have any other tag teams except for the Undisputed Era and right now Keith Lee and
overall, but I feel like
that's the only reason why right now.
Yeah, and now that you say that, like we don't, there is no
exactly who is there like
there is no tag team.
I mean, like
division,
which honestly I wouldn't mind them bringing down the Revival because they're not doing a damn thing on
bring back my boys, the Ascension. Bring them back.
You're still on
because no, they were dead to me.
Mm-hmm.
But bring them, like, why not?
I know, like they just if there is one weakness in NXT right now, it's like they don't have any tag teams. Who are like a Fish and Kyle O'Reilly going to actually feud with now? Like I don't know, like
no.
Like there's really no one out there right now, and that's a problem. They really need to get that figured out there, which they eventually will, but
I have faith, because how many times and with the women's division, they plucked the women's division, like when they took the Charlotte, the 4 horsewomen up, and you're like, oh crap, what? There's no women division.
For longest time,
well, eventually,
like
they fixed it.
When Asuka left, that division was really struggling, but now,
but they built it up.
I mean, like within the last year now, like they have so much talent, like, and we've talked about that, but yeah, that was AEW and NXT. One other thing that I wanted to talk about before we end the podcast, Matt, thoughts on the Stone Cold Broken Skull sessions with The Undertaker?
Excellent. It was
really freaking long.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Oh, is this? I can't wait for this to be over. It was like, I want this to be more. It was good.
It felt like that they could have gone like another 2, 3, or 4 hours with this.
Yeah, they all the stories they can tell.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the big thing we reacted to was when he was talking about the Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania 30.
Which that doesn't surprise me whatsoever because everyone could tell there is no way he is completely there. Like, he was concussed.
No, we knew he had a concussion, but like the backstory, he didn't remember anything from like 3 o'clock until like I don't know, later in the hospital.
Completely blacked out. Like it was so bad. He was asking his like wife, like, where am I now?
And she was like, no,
who's my name? Like,
I'm not helping you.
It was just like, you're like, wow, like, he got beat up that bad. Like, you knew he got beat up really bad in that match. But man, but even I was a little surprised how badly he was beaten up from that. Other things that I took away from WCW are a bunch of freaking morons. I get it, at the time,
you don't know.
I mean, you really didn't know, but like, man, and eventually Taker became the greatest character ever created, and I'm also including Sting's Crow character, but to me, like, what was like the most impressive thing about the Undertaker is like after 20 plus years, like, he still continues to reinvent himself, like just different incarnations of the dead man, like from the original Taker to the American Badass, Big Evil, like pretty much just every incarnations. And basically Taker said he always knew that at a certain point he had to either evolve or change something up, because he said if I didn't know, then someone from my audience would probably know that I was getting stale. So I really appreciated that. But man, but like those stories from on the road and stuff that him and Austin were talking about, like with their overseas tours, and like how they would bond, and like how and one story in particular, when a certain group of people sort of disrespected Taker about like partying and whatnot, and he essentially
hotel lobby.
Yeah, he essentially drank them under the table, which is so freaking badass. But like, that doesn't surprise me. Like, Taker is just like that type of dude, and there was a reason why he was respected by everybody. Like even with the guys who had big problems with the company, like at that time, you heard no one talk shit about Taker. Like even Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, like all of those big personalities, never heard one disrespectful thing said about the Undertaker. There is a reason for that, you know.
Anything else we want to talk about? I think it's
there was just one small piece of MMA news. Matt, I'm not sure if you saw this, but
probably not.
Probably not. But it looks like we're finally getting Habib versus Tony Ferguson. that is reportedly is going to be happening in April, which is going to be in Brooklyn, which makes me a little bit nervous just because of that crooked ass commission over there. We saw that with the freaking Diaz and like George fight, but this is going to be their fifth time trying to make this fight. In past times,
you know what they say, fifth time's a charm,
right? I mean, like Matt put it this way: this fight in the past has been stopped because of like issues with their weight, injuries, whatever. Like there was always something stopping this fight, and these are the two best lightweights in the world, and it's not even close. Like this is the fight that MMA fans have been wanting for so long, because if there is one guy who I feel can beat Habib, it's Tony Ferguson. If there is no one else currently who I feel can beat Tony, just like he has just so many ways of being able to combat Habib, which it makes for such an interesting fight. So I'm hoping that this thing finally happens. No more like weight issues or whatnot. But yeah, that was the big MMA news for this week. They have their next card. I believe it's in 2 weeks. But we will probably talk about that on a future podcast.
Mm-hmm. On future podcasts, I mean, not this week since it's a holiday. That's why we're doing this live stream now. But we will have new episodes every Saturday at 3 o'clock here on YouTube on this channel. If you're listening, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like this video, and go check out previous videos. Check it out, see if you like it. And we appreciate any and all feedback. Share it. Share with your friends if you think if they would like this listening. And we thank everybody who listened today and who's listening right now. We appreciate it. I hope you liked today's reactions to AEW and NXT. Two decent shows tonight overall, and coming off of a big weekend in wrestling. So we'll be back next weekend again at 3 p.m. next Saturday. Ish. Well, usually now I'm just more free time. I have it comes at 3. Sometimes what I have to do over weekends, I get busy and it's late, but expect it at 3 o'clock. Sometimes Saturday afternoon, but 3 o'clock. And we'll be back next week with whatever other news stuff we want to talk about. So with that, everybody have a good Thanksgiving here in the States, and we'll see you next weekend.